the one game I think I've probably hit the biggest wall on, but without even like practicing or anything, just kind of got better at somehow, was Dark Souls 3.
Oh yeah.
Because in like 2018, at the beginning of 2018, I got the game because it was on sale with the DLC for like $5. So I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, I'll buy that.
Wait, there was DLC for
And
Dark Souls 3?
yeah, Dark Souls 3 has two DLCs, Painted World and Ringed City.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
realize. I guess I somehow missed the fact that it had DLC. I've like watched lore breakdowns of the freaking game series, but I didn't. I guess
Yeah.
they skip over the fact that to get some you have to pay DLC.
Well, yeah, lore in Dark Souls is not told very conventionally. It's
No.
good lore and it's told well, it's just not told in a normal way. Because
Yeah.
you go through the game and you're kind of just killing things and picking up on small hints of stuff as you go through. Most of the lore, like the juicy lore, is like in item descriptions and
Yeah.
like dissecting dialogue from NPCs
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Which is the fun part, but again, to do that
Hmm.
stuff, I just haven't had the time to really do that. Like, I really want
Hmm.
to, I want to do that for a game at some point. Like, I with the stream now, I think it will be possible to just be like, okay, guys, I'm going to grind this game, and I'm just going to learn as much as I can about it.
So
Because like,
Dark Souls 3 is interesting because it's just a straight run. It's very linear.
yeah, yeah,
There's not a lot of grinding. It's just a lot of trial and error. And most of the time it's a lot more error
yeah. Well, like
until you finally get it.
I remember when it like came out, people beat the game within the first day.
Oh yeah, that'll happen with every From Software game
Well, I
because
don't know if
people are crazy.
no, but I don't know if they could do that with Elden Ring. I think there was too much in
Oh,
Elden Ring to do that.
I guarantee you they did. I guarantee you
First
somebody
day,
beat it
you
within
think
like
you think
yeah,
someone
I'd
beat
be
it
willing
first
to
day?
bet someone beat it in like 8 hours.
Okay.
World's first Elden Ring.
Yeah. Because I feel like, from my understanding, Elden Ring has a lot in there that it's very hard to per se beat it quickly. Like it's, I don't know if it's their biggest. I don't know. From my understanding, it was the biggest From Software game. I don't know if that's the correct
It is.
assumption.
It definitely is. It doesn't say if anybody in particular beat it in the first day, but I guarantee you somebody beat that game in the
Yeah,
first day.
that's true. With how many people
There's
bought it,
probably one crackhead that beat it
yeah,
within like 10 or 12 hours.
yeah. Because the other thing is, there's plenty of people that don't, post stuff. Like they just play the game.
Yeah.
Like one of the okay, this is one of the wildest comments on YouTube I ever read. It was about how to record like screen capture stuff, but the one guy was just talking about like how he just records gameplay. He records hours of gameplay, and all he does is just record it. He just records it and occasionally like watches it over again. And like to me, that seems wild to not do anything with it. That you're
Hmm.
recording, like maybe if you want to go back and see some funny glitch or something, but like they have like retroactive recordings on all and on console and PCs now with Windows and Nvidia and all these different systems, but to just record hours and hours of your gameplay and then to just maybe watch it back occasionally,
Hmm.
I don't know. It to me it just doesn't make sense unless you're gonna do something with it.
I mean, sometimes it can be fun to just like catch funny clips of stuff and then to be able to like go back and find it as opposed to having to reactionarily do something about it. Like if something happens, having to like hit keys on a keyboard to clip it. But
Yeah, that's true. Like there was one time I recorded a glitch I found in Just Cause 3 where I was able to uh like clip through the world, but I was still driving a car, but I was invincible. I would go through other vehicles and trees. I was in this car, and
hmm.
then eventually at one point I just dropped out of the world, and I had to, you know, I spent like 20 minutes swimming from the middle of the island to the outskirts so I could get out of the island, and then I like got respawned into the game or something. I don't know. It was
Uh,
funny, but 28 minutes and 59 seconds. Oh, this is 4 months ago though for Elden Ring.
The fastest speed run is 6 minutes 59 seconds.
6 minutes.
6 minutes 59 seconds, yeah. There's
How?
a there's a bug in the game called zipping, where hold out if you position yourself just right and look in just the right direction and pull out one of the starting like weapons for one of the classes,
Yeah.
and you block with it and do a couple of very specific frame perfect inputs, and hold a couple of buttons for a very specific amount of time, you will instantly, for whatever reason, after a full second has, or after a full like 3 or 4 seconds has passed, or it might just be two. It might actually just be one. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't fully
Hmm.
understand it, but doing a bunch of those frame perfect inputs very quickly will immediately transport you, like move you a set distance depending on how you put them in away and negate all fall damage that you're supposed to take. Um,
Interesting.
and so when you're supposed to die at the very beginning of the game
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like move to the like actual area, and it probably takes a couple of like maybe 10, 15 hours to get to Godric. Um, if you zip, you don't even have to fight Godric. You actually don't have to fight a single boss. Like there's no boss you actually have to like fight physically. Um, but
Huh.
you can zip past Godric. Like within 30 seconds, you're in the room right after Godric. And then in like 3 minutes, you're in the second to last area in the game, which normally requires you to go to a specific area at the end of the game and activate a cutscene, and then it'll transport you there. But if you go to a specific area on the map, there's a teleporter you can take to an area that's in that zone, but outside of the reach of the rest of the area that you would need to like progress through the story.
Hmm.
Um, if you try to teleport back to the use, if you try to use an item to teleport back to an old site of grace and let yourself load in, and as soon as you load in, close the game. As soon as you load the game back up, it'll do what's called a wrong warp, and it'll teleport you to the actual like zone that you're not supposed to be in that early, and you'll be able to just run through it. And so you zip to the final boss. You zip out of the map twice during the boss fight, which just it unloads his it unloads the boss because you get so far down after falling a certain distance, and then it just kills him.
Huh.
Um,
Interesting.
and then once that happens, you zip to the final boss arena, the second to last boss arena. You don't walk through the fog wall, so you don't spawn him. You zip outside the map, and then you let yourself die. And
Hmm.
then when you respawn, for whatever reason, you respawn in the second to last boss fight in the second phase. And then you let the boss kill you, and as soon as he kills you, like while you're dying, the actual final boss dies. And then when you respawn,
What?
yeah, when you respawn, you're in front of the item you have to interact with to beat the game.
Huh. Interesting. So that's like trying to remember. I feel like From Software was talking about a how they like the bugs, or I'm trying to remember who was felt. I felt like there was some game developer talking about like that certain bugs, if players find, they don't won't necessarily um, patch out because you can still enjoy the game. It's not like game breaking, but it's like something that if you have the
hmm
skill to do, you can use it.
I mean, it might have been FromSoft. I don't know for sure though. There's a couple of companies that kind of hold that standard.
Yeah,
I don't really know exactly, but
yeah. I know one company that holds the standard of we'll let the community fix it.
What company?
Bethesda.
Yeah. I mean, their games are so like large. Like with any open world game of
Yeah,
that style, it's really hard to get it to not be without any bugs.
yeah. But
And
Bethesda has a specific taste of extra bugs.
yeah, they have a very God, I don't know. Starfield's gonna be really bad. I don't know if you saw them reveal that, but
I saw
it kind of just
the
looks like No Man's Sky, but maybe more
as
functional.
as soon as I saw the resource managing, I was like, this is just No Man's Sky, except with hopefully a better story.
Yeah, with a story.
Or a story, I guess you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No Man's Sky. Now I think
Because
that
No
there's a
Man's
story. I think there is now, but not at launch.
Yeah, not at launch. No Man's Sky was, oh my God, there has never been a worse launch in the history of video games. Cyberpunk came really close, but No Man's
I feel
Sky
like
was
I feel like
pretty
the
bad.
tough. I don't know. I think there are three that can hold that title. In my opinion, we got No Man's Sky, Fallout 76, and then Cyberpunk. I feel like those three are like the pinnacle of like
Well,
AAA games that I don't know. I feel like I guess
the thing
Fallout.
with the thing with Fallout 76 is that people it was kind of already split on like people like saw like oh Battleground or Battle Royale Fallout that's gonna be bad. And a bunch of people got it anyway and then just didn't like it. So,
So you're saying that it was just people already didn't like it before it came out. It wasn't like a huge like oh my
yeah,
goodness this game is garbage.
yeah, it was yeah. No Man's Sky was hype like No Man's Sky they straight up lied about their development. Like they
Dude,
showed so much footage that was so promising and cool. They boasted about all these awesome insane things you could do in the game. They showed off all these crazy creatures you could run into and the
yeah. Oh my
insane ways they could
goodness.
interact with the environment. And then and they also announced co-op, like multiplayer in the game. And not only was none of the stuff prior true, not only was co-op not in the game, but they straight up like instead of like announcing it, they just straight up like put stickers on the like some of the boxes that they sent out that were already printed with co-op on it. They literally just put stickers over them that just like replaced it with no co-op. Like that just said single player. Like there are videos of
Huh.
people peeling off the single player sticker and having a co-op sticker, but like a co-op like print behind it on the box.
Interesting. I did not know that part.
Yeah,
I
it
knew it was
was
really bad.
really bad.
I was follow. I think at the time, that was 2016, right?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. So that's another game that's old.
Yeah.
But I
And then
know with
2077 was, ugh, we all know how that went.
yeah, we all know how that went. Yeah. I feel I honestly okay. I think Cyberpunk and Starfield are going to be fairly similar in the but besides the bugs. Ironically, both Cyberpunk and Starfield probably will both have a lot of bugs at launch. Well, Cyberpunk did, but I think Starfield will have a lot of bugs, but they will be
Hmm.
thematically similar. It's like their story is interesting. There's a lot here, but it's not really enough to keep you interested, like say Skyrim or Witcher 3. And the overall idea of the game being like next gen, like peak awesomeness, is just not going to be there. Though I saw
Hmm.
people already arguing that Starfield, the some of the systems they're talking about and how they're like state of the art and next gen cool stuff is just like it's not already, and they're announcing and they're showing it now, and this game's been in development for I think a decade now.
Yeah, it's been in development for a while, but I mean, the issue with any game that's in development for too long, and which is what ends up
Yeah,
being referred to as development hell,
so
is
much
that
fun, right?
it has to catch up so much with all of the stuff that ends up
Yeah,
like all of the advancements that get made in like graphics and frames and just
I think that's what
systems in general.
I think
They
that's
have
what
to,
we're gonna see.
so I would like to see them pull it off and do really well, but I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be anything insane, but I don't think it's going to flop. I think it's going to be another Bethesda game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think
So,
now we could all be wrong. Maybe there's a bunch of stuff that will be fixed by the time it eventually comes out, and maybe there will be parts of it that will just make it, you know, that good enough that people are like, "This is amazing." But
hmm
just from seeing how people are reacting to it, they're just like, it just doesn't feel. It doesn't entice us as say Skyrim did when like I wasn't really conscious of video games or current new video games when Skyrim came out in 2011, but like
hmm
the hype around that of the trailers and the game, it's just not there for this. Though to be fair, there
Yeah.
aren't that many games that seem to get as much hype. Like I think we're a little too. I think we're wary now because the last game that we were hyped for kind of crashed and burned.
hmm
Um,
I mean, people are really kind of sticking to their roots now. Like Elden Ring was incredibly hyped because it's from Soft. From Soft
that's
really
true.
their last four games have all been fucking absolute bangers.
Yeah,
Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Dark Souls 3, all amazing. And Demon Souls, a lot of people complain about it because it's Demon Souls. It's awful and hard because it's a really old game, but the remake is amazing.
yeah,
Like
dude.
for
I need
sticking
to
to
watch
what
the.
Demon
I need
Souls
to do it.
is,
I need to play that. But yeah,
but yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Hopefully next year we'll start to see some really good, really like promising titles get announced again. Because
yeah.
there's not too much really on anybody's radar at the moment.